before the billion-dollar giveaways, before the 100 million subscribers. There was a boy alone in his room, dreaming of YouTube greatness with nothing but a broken mic and a belief that wouldn't die. Jimmy Donaldson. The world knows him today as MrBeast. But rewind the clock to a small town in North Carolina, to a kid who barely spoke at school, a kid who spent hours not outside playing, but inside, staring at a screen, not because he was lazy, but because he saw something no one else did. A future inside the internet. Jimmy was born on May 7th, 1998, raised by a single mom struggling to make ends meet. He wasn't rich, he wasn't outgoing. He had Crohn's disease, a painful condition that drained his body, but it never drained his vision. In the quiet corners of his house, he began uploading videos, Minecraft, Call of Duty, random experiments, not for views, not for fame, but because it felt like purpose. He didn't chase trends, he chased understanding. Jimmy became obsessed with the YouTube algorithm before most even knew what that meant. He'd watch hours, then analyze them for hours more. Why did this video go viral? What made this thumbnail work? Why did this guy blow up and that one didn't? While other teens partied, Jimmy watched PewDiePie. While others slept, he rewrote titles and studied click-through rates. He wasn't lazy. He was building something, but no one saw it yet. And that's where most dreams die, under pressure, under doubt, under fear, but not his. He kept going. He uploaded hundreds of videos that barely hit double-digit views. He started his first channel in 2012 called MrBeast 6000. By 2015, he had uploaded over 200 videos. Still no major views, still no money, still not giving up. No one believed he could ever have $10,000, let alone give it away. But here's the thing about belief. When it's real, it doesn't need applause. It survives in silence. And just when the world thought he'd burn out, just when his own mind whispered, maybe it's time to quit, he made a decision, not to stop, but to go all in. No college, no job, just one mission. I'm going to figure out YouTube or die trying. This wasn't the rise of a creator. This was the awakening of the algorithm killer, the king of viral, the quiet kid from nowhere, the monster, the beast. There are two kinds of people who chase dreams, those who try and those who obsess. Jimmy Donaldson? He wasn't trying, he was obsessed. Most people make a video, upload it, and hope it works. MrBeast? He spent 12 to 16 hours a day trying to understand the science behind it, from title structure, to thumbnail colors, to retention graphs. He didn't just post content, he studied it like a surgeon. He even formed a secret Discord group with other small creators. They called themselves the YouTube Think Tank. They'd spend hours asking, why did this video hit 10 million views? Why did the viewer leave at minute 328? How does the intro hook you in just 3 seconds? And one day, while others went to college, Jimmy dropped out. While others worked jobs, Jimmy worked on ideas. For 2 years straight, he made videos that flopped. Not 10, not 50, over 400. And still, no real money. No sponsors, no brand deals, just pennies from AdSense. His friends thought he was crazy. His family worried for him. Even Jimmy started to wonder. But then, something happened. He had an idea. I'll count to 100,000, on camera, for hours, no cuts. He hit record. And for over 40 hours he sat there, counting, sweating, barely blinking. The video went viral, not because of editing, not because of effects, but because of one thing, pure effort.
She wouldn't, it's my birthday.
The world finally noticed. Not a YouTuber, but a madman who was willing to do anything for his viewers. And Jimmy realized something. He began pushing the boundaries, reading the dictionary, watching paint dry, saying Logan Paul 100,000 times, breaking glass with 100 megaphones. It wasn't about shock. It was about proving the world wrong. But success didn't come easy. Each viral video drained him more. His Crohn's disease worsened. He lost weight. He barely slept. But he didn't stop. Because this wasn't about him anymore. It was about becoming the best creator on the planet.
It's 2015 for me right now. If I don't have 1 million subscribers when you see this video, my entire life has been a failure. I hope I have 1 million subs.
He had tasted it. A moment of virality. A video that broke through the noise. And for a second, it felt like everything was about to change. But the truth? That one viral video wasn't enough. The counting to 100,000 video gave Jimmy exposure, but not security, not stability. He still lived in a small room, still had a few $100 to his name, still had no safety net. The grind didn't stop, but the bank balance? It nearly disappeared. He gave everything to YouTube, but YouTube didn't give back, not yet. Jimmy started skipping meals. He developed serious health issues from stress and exhaustion. He couldn't afford medication, and with Crohn's disease, that meant constant pain. And still, he uploaded. It wasn't stubbornness, it was conviction. He believed so deeply in this dream, he was willing to starve for it. At 18, Jimmy dropped out of college after just 2 weeks. He knew. College wouldn't teach him what he needed. The real school was YouTube. And he was already enrolled, full-time. He wasn't living paycheck to paycheck. He was living upload to upload. If one video failed, that meant skipping meals for days. This is the part no one sees, the part no one talks about, the dark tunnel between the dream and the breakthrough. And for Jimmy, that tunnel almost never ended. He started doubting himself. What if he was wrong? What if he never figured it out? And yet, he never stopped learning, never stopped adapting. He treated every failed video as a lesson. He wasn't just creating, he was evolving. Jimmy caught the attention of a small sponsor, just $5,000, but to Jimmy, it was like winning the lottery. He didn't spend it on himself, didn't buy shoes, didn't upgrade gear, and recorded his reaction, not for clout, not for likes, but because that was the content he dreamed of making. That video exploded. Millions watched, not because of the title, but because of the heart. The formula was forming. Give more, expect less, make content that meant something. He still didn't own a car, still wore the same shirt every day, still ate ramen noodles. But now, there was light at the end of the tunnel. He had suffered, he had bled for this, and now, he was beginning to rise. But this was only the start. For years, Jimmy Donaldson uploaded videos in the dark. No audience, no applause, no rewards. But now, the light was breaking through. The $10,000 giveaway changed everything. Not just for the man who received it, but for Jimmy. Because for the first time in his life, the world was watching. Sponsors were intrigued. This guy wasn't flexing wealth. He was giving it away, all of it. Every dollar he earned was reinvested into the next idea, and the audience couldn't look away. Views exploded. His subscriber count crossed 100,000, then 1 million, then 5 million, faster than almost any creator had seen. But with success came chaos. He wasn't doing simple vlogs anymore. Now he had to outdo himself with every upload. The ideas were crazy. The budget? Even crazier. And every time a video succeeded, Jimmy pushed harder. But the truth was, he was still scared. Because one bad video, one slip, could mean losing it all. His channel had grown, but the pressure, it had become a monster. Every video had to beat the last. More money, more editing, more risk, more time. It wasn't a grind anymore. It was war. And Jimmy was the general. But even generals need soldiers. Jimmy began building his inner circle. Chris, the loyal friend who brought energy. Chandler, the quiet but hilarious wild card. Carl, the editor-turned-on-camera star. Tarek, Tyler, and more, all riding the same wave. They weren't hired hands. They were family. And together, they started building something no one had ever seen before. And here's what made them different. They weren't chasing money. They were chasing impact. And slowly, The world began to see it too. He was no longer just the guy who gives away money. He had become a symbol of creativity, of selflessness, of what's possible when obsession meets purpose. But behind the smiles and generosity, the pressure kept building. Every video required more. Every idea needed to go bigger. He couldn't afford to slip, not even once. It wasn't just money anymore. It was his reputation, his team's livelihood, his identity, and still, he kept giving. MrBeast had become a movement, but movements come with weight, and Jimmy was feeling it. He had built a channel that couldn't stop growing, but deep down he wondered, how long could he keep up? How much can a person give before there's nothing left? Jimmy Donaldson had given away cars, houses, hundreds of thousands of dollars, all for the smiles, all for the content, all for the mission. But behind the camera, he was bleeding. For most people, success brings comfort. But for Jimmy, success became a prison. Every upload had to be bigger, every challenge more extreme, every giveaway more shocking. He wasn't just risking money. He was risking himself. He started getting sick more often. The stress piled up. His Crohn's disease flared violently. He began losing weight, losing sleep, losing time with family. Because when millions are watching, you feel like you can't stop. You can't rest. You can't breathe. It's the silent pain of success. When the dream you built starts consuming the dreamer. He became trapped in his own formula. He couldn't upload a normal video. People expected epic. Sponsors expected numbers. He had created a monster, and now he had to feed it. Each time he went bigger, the audience grew, but so did the pressure. He gave away everything: time, energy, sanity, even parts of his health. And yet, in the darkest moments, he kept giving. Because this wasn't just for views anymore. It was about impact, but impact has a price. Jimmy started distancing from friends. He didn't date, didn't party, didn't live a normal life. Sometimes, success is just survival. And Jimmy was surviving. One video at a time. Even when he made millions, he spent it all. Sometimes more than he earned. Because he believed. But peace doesn't come from a subscriber count. It comes from within. And Jimmy hadn't found it yet. But something was changing. He wasn't just making content anymore. He was building something bigger. He was becoming more than a creator. He was becoming a movement, a living legacy. That's what this was all about. Not views, not fame, but impact. He gave until it hurt. And still, he gave more. Because deep inside, Jimmy Donaldson believed something crazy. He believed that one day, he's going to change the world. It started in a small room with a broken mic and a dream no one believed in. Today, it's $1 billion empire. But don't let the numbers fool you. This isn't just about money. This is about meaning. MrBeast is no longer just a YouTube channel. It's a brand, a mission, a movement. And he's doing it. This isn't entertainment anymore. This is infrastructure. This is scale. This is impact, industrialized. Let's break it down. He's not building companies. He's building a legacy. But none of this came easy. It took a lifetime of failure, of sacrifice, of nights spent crying behind the scenes. He built one of the most complex YouTube teams in history. Dozens of editors, writers, set designers, logistics experts, global teams for translations and dubbing. He scaled without selling out. And he stayed true to the vision, to the pain, to the reason he started. And in doing that, he redefined what it means to be a creator. The quiet kid from North Carolina, the one who dropped out of college, the one who lived off pennies, is now one of the most powerful people on the internet. Not because of what he has, but because of what he's given. And what makes it even more incredible? So when you see the private jets, the giant sets, the millions of views. Don't just see success. See the sleepless nights, the Crohn's disease, the debt, the loneliness, the obsession, the refusal to quit, because that's where the empire was born. This isn't just a story about YouTube. This is a story about you, your struggle, your sacrifice, your purpose. Because if MrBeast taught us anything, it's that greatness isn't a gift, it's a choice. And the next empire, it's waiting inside someone just like you, right now.